So it's one of those mornings. I feel like I'm passing over into this new world, and I have one foot here and one foot there. Yeah, from the old ways of thinking to the new way of thinking, which is, this, the new way of thinking is holding my vibration in the place where I just let everything go and I just be, and everything comes in around and supports me in my being. And I understand it. I feel like I'm more of the time there than in the old way of thinking. But then I have like these places where I fall back into the old mindset when something comes in and like pushes my old triggers, or not my old triggers, obviously, because they're triggering me. And it's like there's a passing through between the old world and the new world. And the closer I am into being in the continuous and constant state of the new world, these glitches get more and more difficult. And it seems like they also, like, they throw me back, like, oof. I'm going to get some toilet paper. I'm making tea too, like some herb tea that I'm gonna let it settle while I meditate. So I'm cooking it on the gas. I feel like the difference between there's such a distance between the new way of thinking and the old way of thinking that when I get thrown back, it's like more and more painful every time. And sometimes I get into these mind loops that I just don't see the way. I just don't see, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? This morning I did a video. I think I'm going to attach it to the end of this video because that other one to watch on its own is pitiful. I'm crying because the bank called, and then I had a phone call from a really good friend that calmed me down a little bit, told me some jokes, and told me that everything is going to be all right. And I believe her. I see how she works. See, that's what alchemizing is. It's taking your thoughts and moving them into a different way of thinking. Because sometimes in the physical world, I feel like I don't really belong to the way things are now. And a lot of times I get into this scarcity mode of fear and what's going to be and what am I going to do and what am I going to do, thinking that I have to do it all. And then I realize, wait a minute, there's a higher power than me. I can just let go and trust, and the higher power will, allow the higher power to take over and to figure it out for me, and me just move along and do what I do by nature of ways, because there's a place for me in this world and a purpose that I came here. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't exist, right? There is nothing in the world that just exists for existence. Everything is perfect. So I'm putting my tea into, but I want all of the plants also to get in. So that they can continue to, like, brew. Wouldn't it be nice? I guess, like, as humans, we don't want to go through this suffering, but in the knowing what you don't want, you know what you want. And so I guess the suffering is part of the human experience, because otherwise, what would you fix if you're just all the time, how would you expand? There would be nowhere to expand to. And part of the expansion is having to actually go through this. I can't just, not go through the pain. I kind of feel like, because of why am I saying this, is because I wanted to say, I wish I didn't have to go through all this pain. I could just get it all figured out. But I guess in order to get it figured out, you have to first know what I'm looking for lids, and it's not a good lid. I guess in order to figure it out, you have to know what there is what you need to figure out. It doesn't have any good lids. It has this other little lid. I know this jar has a perfect lid for it. It's also cute, the lid that it has. But I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's in there. No, those are big lids. So I know that part of figuring it out is having to go through the pain, because if there wasn't pain, then you wouldn't be searching for answers. You would just be going along asleep, like sleepwalking your life through. So I have to go into these pitfalls and trust that I'll come out the other side. Thing is, I want to come out the other side before I crash and burn. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm getting this, I'm figuring it out. I know exactly what to do. There's the lid. So I told you, it's like a unique lid. It's kind of special. It has I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's a cool lid. That's the lid for it. So it has its own lid. So I feel like, okay, I get it. I can feel the pain. It's resonating with me. Now the answers, come on. But I feel like also the answers will come when I am ready to just turn inside out completely, everything open. Because I still feel some resistance in me. And by resistance, I mean that I'm not all the way open completely. So I have still some kind of resistance in me that is holding me away from being completely realized, or allowing myself to completely come out in the open. And I know it seems like I'm completely out in the open with these videos that I'm doing, but there are some places that I know that I'm holding, and they come from my childhood. We grew up poor, in a mindset of poor, that there isn't enough, and that we're poor, and there was a mindset also, and this is something that's really difficult for me to say. And I don't know if I have the words to say it. I always felt like we were needy, and that was our place. I felt like and this is without judgment. I'm saying it just so that I can bring it out into the open and also realize it and also admit it and also admit it outwardly. That way it's just that everything is out. I always felt like my father was like willing to take charity. Like we were a charity case. And I hated that. I didn't like the way that it felt with me. Like, and that is part of me feeling like I can't ask for help, because I get back into that feeling of like, ugh, asking for charity is like, ugh. And I don't want to ask for charity, but it also connects to anything that has to do with money. So I feel like when I ask for money for even things that I do, it hits me in that place of like, ugh, people are thinking I'm poor, and like, ugh, I don't want to feel that feeling of asking for charity, like I'm asking people for any kind of money. It like touches me in a ugh place. I would rather, and also I have this other thing where I feel like my God-given talents, that they're God-given and that I need to give them freely. I don't need to ask for money for them. And I've always been like that. All of my art and all of my knowledge and anything that I can, all of my God-given gifts, I just give. And I feel like that, and I honestly, even consciously, I feel like that's the right way to be. Is you don't ask for money for a place that you're meant to give. And but then it leads me into this place that I don't want to do things that I don't feel like I want to do anymore. So it means like all of the things that I want to do are my God-given talents and gifts. And then I'm in a place where I just want to give those away without asking for anything back. And I consciously know this, and I still, and I feel like also, like if somebody does like, people that always ask for money for things that they're God-given talents they give out. It's like, if I only give them out for money, then they're coming from the wrong place, and then they're not coming through true anyway. So it's like you're not even giving your God-given talents the minute that you're starting to like. And besides, if I'm meant to give them, I don't need to hold them back. I need to just give them. Oof. Okay, I'm ending this here. I feel like this world is just so stupid. Everybody's like in this mode of like get. There's people that have way more than they can ever use, and then there's people that can't even provide for their children. It's stupid. It's the stinking mindset of like scarcity and like power and ego, and I feel like I don't belong in this world. Like I can't, in that kind of mindset, I just can't find my way. Yeah. I just can't seem to figure out how to make a living. I have all these ideas, and every time I try to go out and do something, I like hit a wall. It's like in that mindset, and I'm a good person. And I'm talented, and I know how to do a lot of things. But it just seems like everybody's like all greedy. Everybody's all like, you get, and like, and they're tight, like that. I don't know how to. Not everybody. It just seems like there's a consensus like mindset of like hoardiness. It's not everybody is for everybody. It's everybody, each man for his own, and nobody even sees the pain that his neighbor's going through. Or cares. Nobody really cares. It's like all of humanity is running around greed ridden. And they don't even care about their neighbor. Like somebody could be suffering right next to them, and as long as I'm okay, then they can go F themselves. Nobody even sees it anymore. It's like there's some kind of like blockage, some kind of not only mental blockage, but also like a emotional blockage. They don't even feel any compassion for their neighbor anymore. Nobody even looks for, what can I do to help or to comfort or to bring peace to somebody else. It's all like, well, it's all about, money and means and scarcity and fear. And what brought all this on this morning is that I get a first thing Sunday morning, like the beginning of the week, first thing I get this like message from my bank. Oh, you have this big minus, you better fix it by the end of this day. And all of this is going on while I'm trying to, I've been pretty much homeless for the last 3 years, trying to figure out how to, and I work. I have money coming in. It's just that being a single mom, I can't make ends meet. And so I'm living in this cramped room. The back of here I am feeling sorry for myself. I'm living in this cramped room with my 2 kids in my parents' house at 46. And can't seem to figure it out. And then I feel like I'm stupid. But at the same time, I don't want to be part of all that bullcrap. I have so many talents and so many things that I know and so many things that I can do and so much that I've already gone through. I've built businesses, businesses that ran through the millions of dollars. I've managed companies. I just can't do that anymore. I just can't do it. It's so like disconnected from my nature. You to get up there and be like that, you have to like well, for me, okay? I just want to be able to be and to be able to make a living. And the thing is that I make now more money than I've ever made working for somebody else. And I used to work for other people and sell all of my time and still not be able to make ends meet being single. And it seems like something is wrong with society if there's people that are thrown out of society and are shunned just because of money, and looked down upon. If you're poor, you're looked down upon. If you don't have money in your bank account, you go into the bank, you're not worth anything. And it's just so far out of whack of nature. I mean, you don't see one ant being over another ant. Well, there's the queen ant, but you know, everybody is for one. And one of the videos that I did yesterday is that we're all connected. We're all the same. If there's one person that, if one falls out, we're all out of whack. You know, it seems like we have we're like the most powerful animal on earth. We have a brain, we're smart, we have memory, we have talents, we have the capability of storing knowledge and bringing it out. It seems like that we would have all of these things figured out and we wouldn't be running after some kind of illusion. Money isn't even real. It's not real. You can't eat it. A friend of mine told me yesterday, if you offer a monkey a banana or $100, he would take the banana every time. And there is no deficit. There is no, paying. But I'm in debt. My future's already sold. My future, everything that why every month can I not make a living? Because I'm paying past debt. Now I understand I took loans and that's just part of it. But in nature, there either is or isn't. There is no such thing as, okay, I'm going to, as deficit. There either is a tree or there isn't a tree. That's all. And there's enough for everybody. And I just feel so alone. And a lot of times, I get into these mind loops like now. Like I just feel like I want to be able to provide for my kids. And not be in this constant stress. And not only am I in stress, I'm living off of other people, like in my parents' house. So I'm always feeling like stressed out, and then I'm always feeling like poor. And then it brings more of that because that's what I'm feeling. And a lot of times I'm so strong and I'm so able to lift myself out of this. And sometimes I just feel like I don't know what to do. And I look around and I see all the people running and getting in their cars and driving all over the place and all the time, and I just think like they have no idea. They're so far disconnected. They have no idea hardships that and they all feel for whatever that's way overseas where they can't look, but they don't even notice what's right under their own nose and don't care. When something's under their own nose, they just look down on it like I'm better than you because I don't know. And I'm not blaming, and it's not judgment because I've been there. I That's the reason why I can see the freaking mindset. I've been there. But it's just so far disconnected. And I think part of me is also crying for humanity. Humanity is so lost. We're killing each other. I mean, that's crazy. We have no compassion for each other. Oh, my religion's better than yours. My beliefs are more right than yours. Oof, 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 oof. And I know that this is beating the same drum. I'm beating the drum of all that I don't want. When you beat the drum of what you don't want, you get more of what you don't want. And then I come into like these thoughts like, how do I turn this all around for myself? How do I turn this all around for myself? And I have to do it quick. And then I hit up against that same wall, and I don't want to ask for help. I don't want to be like, I want to figure it out. And I want like guidance. What do I do? What do I do? Not, a lot of times I just find myself, I just sit there and go like this, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I keep on getting an answer of just let go and be and trust. But how do you trust when you see how everything's going? How are you supposed to trust? How am I supposed to trust? And then I get like this message, just trust. Just trust. It's like like an egg and a chicken. You have to trust first. I feel like I wasn't made for this way of living. I just wasn't made for it. I don't like it. I don't want to be a beggar. And I want my kids to be proud of me. And the thing is that I know that I'm talented. I know that there's lots of things that I know how to do, lots of things I can do. And I'm not just talking about, things for making money. I'm talking about I have talents, God-given talents. And because I'm all the time stressed about how am I going to make a living, I can't even bring out into the world. I feel like I'm so stressed that in this place of stress, I can't find the quiet in my mind to even bring out the things that I have to give to the world. Oof, oof, oof. I hate being like this. Oof. And I know that that's just making more of it because I'm bringing it. And that's the energy that I'm sitting in. Oof. 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 See, I wake up in the morning and I get like a text message from the bank, and then it just goes and I get like all closed up. I have all sorts of work that I can do, but I can't do it because I'm like this, like that. The stress of what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I have a phone call.